What's up guys and welcome. So today we want to talk about the gradient button. We have covered a lot about the button control. We have several videos up to 9 I think that we have covered the button control. So you have to watch those videos because if not all the properties that I'm going to talk about here or mention or highlight briefly are covered fully there. So really we can't redo that again. So what's the difference between the gradient button and the generic button? So I direct the generic button here and we have the gradient button. So obviously, as you can see, the gradient button allows you to put some gradient bay color. That is the only difference. The only difference. As you can see here, the generic button can allow us to put some animated GIF. We have covered this in the videos that we have uploaded already, so you can go ahead and watch those videos. It has the auto rounded corners which can be set to true, and here it can also be set to true. So I would like to show most of the properties that we have right there and here as well. So as you can see, when I switch between the two controls, only this lower section here, which has the fill color and the fill color 2, is not shown when I select the generic button or the default button. But when I show the gradient button, now we can see these. Well, these are the only differences that we have. So let's talk more about the gradient button. So the gradient button allows you to put a gradient color. We have the first color here, I love blue or cyan, and the second color here. So now we have a gradient bay color. Let's change here the text to button, and as you can see right there, so we can set this to animation. By default is false. So if we set this to true, the click event will be animated and the feedback clues will be shown to the user that the button has been clicked. We're going to set that to true. By default is set to false. So I'd like to see the difference. Now the button, yes, it's clicked, but we don't have any animations. By default the animated property is set to false, so we're going to change that to true. So I invite you please guys to go ahead and watch other videos that we have uploaded covering the button control, because everything else is similar and we have talked about it. Only the gradient background is different. So let's change the animated value to true. Right, and as you can see, we can change the border color and the border thickness is 0. Let's change this to 2 and let's run and see what we get. So if your application needs a button that is a gradient bay color, this is the best. And as we can see now, the click event is showing some animations which are very fluid or smooth. As you can see here, the animations are very smooth. Right, so that is the only difference between the gradient button and the generic button that we have right there. As you can see here, the generic button does not allow the background to be of a gradient color type, but this gradient button, as the name says, allows us to put a gradient bay color. So in the meantime, we have these two colors. We can change the gradient mode. By default it's horizontal, but we can change this to vertical. As you can see, the first fill color is right here on top and the second is right here on bottom, because the gradient mode is vertical. We can change to forward diagonal. Now the top left right up to the lower top right, we have the cyan color, and this second color occupies the bottom right up to the far end of the bottom left, because it's a forward diagonal gradient mode. We have also the forward, backward diagonal, not forward, backward diagonal, which is the opposite of the forward diagonal, but by default is the horizontal. So you can change the gradient mode as well. We have talked about other properties, trig transform. We have also talked about changing text to uppercase, lowercase, and normal, and so forth. Please go ahead and watch the button videos, up to 9 of them, because everything else is similar. So this is what we have, guys, and if you want a gradient button, well, there you have it. We have it in the library. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.